Mr. Gabe Adams.
We fall down.
Whoops.
But we have to decide to get back up. Or do you guys think I should stay laying down?
No.
Should I get back up?
Yes.
Should I get back up?
Yes. Yes.
Yeah.
Get up! I kind of want to hear all of you say it.
Get
Right
on.
Is it not on? No. Oh, so the mic's not on, so hold on. Well, I just want to start off by saying I'm so excited to be here with you guys tonight, and I just hope that you guys enjoy what I talk about and learn something from it. But I want to share with you guys some of my stories of rising up and getting to where I am today in life. And my story started when I was 8 months old. My adoptive mom heard about me in a grocery store, and she was going through the checkout, and the lady said, because she was pregnant, she said, "What number are you on?" And if you know my mom, she hates that question. Why? Because this was going to be her 11th child. So she tells the lady, "It's my 11th." And the lady says, "No way." She's like, "Yeah." And then they start talking, and she says, "You know what? I know a family who's adopting a little girl from Brazil. But there's also a little boy born without arms and legs that they're also trying to bring to the United States that doesn't have a family." My mom said within a minute, I would take him in a second, not even knowing what would have to happen. Within weeks, doctors and hospitals pledged free lifetime care. Then the American Airlines called my parents and said that they would fly them or me anywhere in the world to bring us together as a family. And the basic miracle of them all is that the Brazilian courts just bypassed the 6 weeks residency requirement and brought me here to the United States to my family. All miracles. What if my mom had not listened to the prompting of the Spirit? Where would I be today? Because I could honestly tell you I would not be standing here with you guys tonight. Some of you guys face challenges, but I want you to remember the lesson of my mom. There is no force stronger than love. When you really love someone, it empowers them. When you really love what you are trying to do, it'll give you strength to find a way. I pray that we can all see ourselves as God sees us and love each other unconditionally. You might ask why I'm so happy despite the situation that I'm in. It's not the happy people that are thankful. It's the thankful people that are happy. I'm truly happy that I had my mom. Sorry, I get emotional. I just moved out of my parents' house over a month ago. And so talking about my mom just makes me so happy because she's just a wonderful lady. But I want to share a little video with you guys that shows you guys a little more of what I had to go through when I was younger to get to where I am today. So let's get that rolling.
Well, he dives, swims, even break dances, and those are wonderful accomplishments for anyone.
And a Utah boy can do them all without arms or legs. Absolutely remarkable. Michelle King is here tonight. Tell us more about this amazing little boy.
And he is amazing, Brad and Katie. 8-year-old Gabriel Adams, he is truly an inspiration. We first met him years ago when he was just a baby after coming here from Brazil. Today, Gabe is doing perhaps more than you could ever imagine.
Well, don't despair. You give me all you can do, and I will provide the rest.
6:30 a.m. inside the Adams house in Kaysville.
It wasn't pretty that I divine.
A dozen sleepy kids up before sunlight for scripture study and family prayer.
Help us to have the Spirit with us. Guys, we don't have time to plan a balloon this morning.
Then the day begins.
Oh, come on, comb your hair.
I don't know how to work our own primary.
Just a zoo.
Don't worry, they're going to get touched.
And amidst the bustle,
I'm the only one.
8-year-old Gabe.
Gabe is, he's
the most amazing person I've ever met.
Born in Brazil without arms or legs and abandoned in a hospital.
Gabe was in a hospital room all by himself. He was the only child in the room, only got any attention when a nurse would come in for her rounds occasionally.
Thousands of miles away, here in Utah, Janelle Adams was pregnant with her 11th child when she first heard Gabe's story from a woman in a grocery store.
Without really thinking, I just said, well, I would take him in a second.
In the weeks following, Janelle couldn't get the little baby from Brazil out of her mind, so she prayed.
I asked Heavenly Father if this was something He wanted me to do. Because if He did, I was willing to do it. The answers came that this was what I felt I was supposed to do. And
Gabe came with a lot of determination built in.
Okay, you might want to help because I don't really know.
He does pretty much everything by himself. He's really independent.
The dress box over here is the box. There's like a window, a truck.
To you and I, it looks simple when you're watching, but when you think about no arms and legs to keep balance and the muscles and the coordination that he has to use to accomplish that.
His mom says Gabe started a saying a long time ago to help him get through his trials.
I can do it with a smile on my face.
Gabe's progress hasn't always been easy. His parents even using tough love at times to teach him things like going up and down stairs.
He would get to the, bottom of the stairs and then he'd just yell, come and get me, I want to go upstairs, and I would have to say, as soon as you can get up here, you can eat.
The day he made it is one they'll never forget.
Everybody ran over when he got to the top stairs, and everybody was clapping and cheering, and I was crying, and he was crying, and we were all so excited for him, and we called the grandmas, Grandma, I got up the stairs all by myself today. And
Stands out, but he just moved.
As a second grader at Kaysville Elementary, Gabe is learning to read, write, type, and draw. He's a student, but in many ways, a teacher.
I think every day teaches somebody something in this class, whether it's patience or tolerance or just never to give up.
Betty Kleber has worked with Gabe for 3 years, helping him adapt to daily activities in school.
And I was wanting to do it myself. I can do that, I can do that.
This is where he gets acrobatic. He likes to tumble.
Gabe, like most 8-year-olds, loves recess and taking full advantage of all the playground equipment. Even without arms or legs, he finds a new way to enjoy swinging. Looks like it might hurt, but Gabe's neck muscles are so strong, doesn't even faze him. And maybe most incredible, Gabe loves swimming and diving.
He just goes out and tries to accomplish what he wants to do.
8 years ago, the Adams family thought they were doing a service by rescuing Gabe from a hospital in Brazil. But Janelle says it's just the opposite. Gabe has taught them what's really important in life, and to never give up. So what's your favorite slogan, the thing you like to tell everybody?
I can do it with a smile on my face.
Well, the Adams have looked into getting Gabe fitted with prosthetic limbs. That could still be years away though. But as for now, Gabe is trying to be as independent as he can. Doctors say that's the very best way that he could develop right now. And Brian and Katie, he's amazing. He's good natured, he's happy, he's positive, and he can do so many things for himself. And it's just exciting. I'm sure he has a bright future ahead.
It really is unbelievable. I've been hearing about Gabe for a long time, but you really can't believe it until you see him in action. And he can do a lot.
Fun little guy.
Inspiring.
That is
Very inspiring.
Thanks, Michelle.
Hanhart syndrome is a birth defect that affects less than 1 in 1 million people here in the United States. So Some of the common signs are a short or undeveloped jaw, missing fingers or toes, or no arms or no legs. When I was born with severe hearing loss and short-term memory loss. What was I saying again? I was born in Sao Paulo, Brazil, and abandoned with little hope for any kind of future. Caretakers didn't think that I'd be able to survive. They didn't think that I'd be able to grow up and do things on my own, become independent. I know for sure that they didn't think that I'd be able to dress myself, feed myself, go to school, get an education, graduate, move out. But what I learned is that what they thought of me didn't matter. It doesn't matter what people think. It doesn't matter what you look like, where you're from, where you started, where you were born. All it matters is what you decide. Others think I'm disabled. I think I'm perfectly enabled. Some think I'm deformed, but I think I'm beautifully reformed. Some think I'm different, but I think I'm unique and special. Some think I'm off or even weird. If anything, you guys are the weird ones. Some see me as unworthy, but I know that I'm loved, gifted, talented, and able to do all things God sees fit for me to do in my own way. Truth is, only one thing matters. That is what you decide. Most babies crawl, then walk, then talk, go to school, get an education, and grow to adulthood. This is not my path. J.K. Rowling once wrote, "Rock bottom became the foundation of my life." Can I get somebody to tell me what that means to them? Did you guys hear that? Well, that is very true for me in my own life. Do you guys remember how long it took you guys to walk? It took me 3 whole years. First, I had to learn how to balance myself. So I went to Strenuous Hospital in Salt Lake City, where they would put me on a board held up by 4 ropes and push it like a swing. I'd have to keep my balance from falling over. And then I'd go home, and since I had 9 brothers and some of them were skateboarders, I'd have to walk up and down the skate ramps to get even more practice. Then I had to learn how to rock myself up from the ground in case I'd fallen down. Can you guys hear it? Yeah. Okay. I didn't even learn how to get myself up until the 7th grade. Before then, I was climbing up on furniture and on walls like a toddler. But when you're 20 years old, it's not that cute now, is it? You know? This all took lots of hard work and therapy. One of my favorite stories of learning how to become independent in my house was when I first came to the United States. My adopted family had a house that was a split-level house, which meant there were stairs everywhere in the house. So if I wanted to go somewhere, I had to be able to go up and down the stairs. My family was definitely not going to date me. So there was one time that my mom and I had been working really hard on teaching me how to go up and down the stairs, and we'd been working maybe for like 2 hours or something like that, and a family friend came home and they saw us struggling, and so she said, I think I have an idea. So she ran to the store and got some marshmallows and put a marshmallow on each stair. So each stair, I got a nice reward. My independence also meant swimming. How many of you guys like swimming? All hands better be up. I love swimming, and I just moved back from being in St. George, so swimming was a must down there. But that even took 3 whole years. And my dad taught me, and one of the first things I had to learn was how to overcome an intense fear of water. Could you guys imagine jumping into the pool without arms and legs? Neither could I. Second thing I had to learn was how much air I needed in my lungs to stay afloat. There would be lots of times that I would just jump into the pool thinking that I'd be just fine. I was wrong. I'd jump in and I'd sink straight to the bottom and not know how to get myself back up to the surface. And my dad would stand over me like this. And I'd be up looking at him like this. Finally, after what felt like minutes, which was really seconds, my dad would pull me up out of the water and say, Gabe, you cannot jump into the water unless you know how much air you need in your lungs to stay afloat. Then the third thing I had to learn was how to propel myself in the water. I don't want to just sit there and float. I mean, I could get tan, but that's not going to be fun. So I had to learn how to swim. And one of the first ways I learned how to swim was like a dolphin, just up and down. But then as I got older and I started going to the pool with my older siblings and friends and stuff like that, I was like, I can't hear what they're saying when my head's under the water. I want to be able to look at them when they're talking at me. So then I came up with the idea of bobbing in the water. So my family always teases the joke, what do you call both arms and legs in the water? Bob. And nowadays, I love swimming. I will go off the high dives and cliff jumping. I have a brother who's the same age as me, and he is 6'7". And there are some cliffs in St. George at Sand Hollow. And one day we were there, and all my family was cliff jumping. I was like, I really want to cliff jump. My whole family was like, no. You like try on the way down? No, I got it. No, you're not going to do it. So then my brother's like, I think I have an idea. And I was like, okay, left. Picks me up, throws. What's worse, he adds a couple feet to the throw too. But it was definitely super fun, and I always love doing that with my brothers. Another one of my favorite stories of learning how to swim is being at Farmington Pool. And it starts off as a 0 entry and then goes all the way to a 12 feet entry. And I was probably in the 2 feet area. My mom was in the 0 entry getting a nice little tan. And this lady thought that I was drowning. So she comes running. And if she was in a marathon, she would have taken first place. But she runs into the water and she picks me up and she says, oh my gosh, are you okay? I turn around and say, I can swim. She slowly puts me down. Okay. Hand-heart syndrome has also affected my short-term memory loss. So when earning the ABCs, by that evening, I wouldn't even remember studying them. I had to turn back time and time again to basic math and spelling that other kids learned with ease. I've learned that when something bad or hard happens, we have 3 choices. Number 1, we could let it define us, turn us into a negative or a mean person. Or number 2, we could let it derail us, cause us to give up, or blame somebody else. Or number 3, my favorite, let it strengthen you. Learn from it, grow from it, become better from it. I tried, failed, and tried again. This all came with lots of sweat, tears, and struggles. But sometimes our eyes need a little bit of a washing to help us gain a new perspective. And that's what tears will do. Have any of you guys tried dressing yourself with a stick in your mouth? I don't think so. Do you guys want to see how I do it? We're going to keep it PG since we're on the news. So this is my dressing stick. It's just a wooden stick with like a coat, towel, hanger hook at the bottom. And back row, you might have to stand up because I don't know if you're going to be able to see. So I've started a YouTube channel because whenever I'm out in public, I always get asked, how do you do this, how do you do that? I don't want to sit there for 30 minutes explaining it to somebody. So with today's technology, I'm like, look me up on YouTube, subscribe, and like. But on that YouTube channel, I show how I do things on a daily basis. And one of them is how I get dressed. And so in this video, I was recording in my bathroom. And at the time, I had 2 pairs of pants on. In the end, I had no pants on. Did that part of the video get uploaded? No. Why? Because my mom and my grandma watched that video. Alright. Let's see if we can do these pants. They have a knot in them because they're newer. So. Yeah, it's not happening. Let's see how huge they are. So I'm actually wearing 2 pairs first. All right. Is the mic only attached to which pair of pants are they attached to? Guess we'll find out. They were attached to these ones. I felt a lot of weight get off. Alright. So these are off. But now we're going to try and put them back on with this mic pack. Actually, we're not going to put them back on. We're just going to keep going. Normally I would put them back on, but for time, not today. You get the gist. If not, go subscribe. Have you ever tried opening a door without hands? Or taking notes without hands? Or climbing into a chair without hands? No. What about brushing your teeth or brushing your hair without hands? Or shaving? You want to know how I do those things?
Subscribe.
But
I got you.
I will just tell you a little bit because I haven't made a video on some of that stuff. But when I brush my teeth, I put the toothbrush up against the wall and I just put it with my shoulder. I just maneuver my face and then switch shoulders. And then when I brush my hair, I will put the brush either in a cupboard or in a drawer and let the top of it hang out. And then just maneuver my hair in the way I want it to go. And then if it's a lazy day, I dry it on a towel and shake it out. Can you guess what today was?
Lazy day.
Okay. Everybody always answers that. It's because my hair is long, so it gets super frizzy and messed up, especially with the wind outside. There's 1,000 other seemingly easy tasks that many of you guys take for granted each day. But from all these things I've learned that you can keep going long after you think you can't. Today, I dress myself. I feed myself. I brush my own teeth. I brush my own hair. I took my own notes in school. I was a good student. I graduated with my electrical wheelchair and mobile. There are lots of people who will tell you that you can't in this world. My response is simple. Watch me. I am independent. One of my other favorite things to do is play football with my brothers. The only problem is, they make me do the ball. John Wooden once said, don't let what you can't do interfere with what you can do. People have often asked me, what's my most difficult challenge in life? It's ridicule. All my life I've had to hear the mean things people have said about me behind my back. As a young boy, it was relentless. Everywhere I went, I was a focal point of everyone's staring. How do you teach someone to find value within themselves when they're so much different than everyone else around them? To make matters worse, I was dependent on those around me, when what I really wanted was to be independent and do things on my own. Pretty soon, I started feeling imprisoned in my own life. Have you guys ever asked why you're in the situations that you're in? Have you ever wished that your life was different? Well, if so, I want to share with you guys what I've learned so far. Number one, you don't have to be perfect. We're all perfectly imperfect, and our imperfections are what teach us the most in life. Number two, you cannot find your greatest gifts without facing your greatest challenges. What's my greatest gift? I have empathy for others. I feel for what they feel. I know what it's like to hurt. And as a result, I'm a good true friend, and I'm thankful for that gift. And number three, you can do more than you ever thought was possible. Today, I still hear the whispers. Nowadays, it's he's amazing. I wish I had his courage. And I'd like to get to know him. I love the quote that says, I am strong because I've been weak. I am fearless because I've been afraid. And I am wise because I've been foolish. If you look at me, the first thought that comes to your mind is not, he's a dancer. But if you guess that, I'll give it to you. But I've always loved the beauty of dance. To see how experts use it to communicate is so amazing to me. Perhaps because it's so opposite of what I should be able to do. It's why I wanted to learn how to dance and dance well. I first started to dance when I was in the 7th grade, and there was a talent show, and I didn't tell anybody that I was trying out. So I went to the auditions, and then I came home after I found out that I made it, and I told my family, try out for the talent show. And he said, you did what? Tried out for the talent show. What did you do? I danced. No, really, what did you do? Well, can we see it? Yes. So I show them, and I get done, and it's completely silent. Finally, my mom breaks the silence, and she says, it could use a little bit of work. Luckily, my mom could say that because back in high school, she was on the drill team, so she definitely knew what she was talking about. And now when I look back on that video, but I ended up performing that dance performance in front of the entire student body, and I got a standing ovation from everybody in the room. And that was a huge eye-opening moment for me and my classmates, that I was no longer just a boy in the wheelchair. I pushed myself to do hard things, things that I didn't even think were possible for me to do. Then I got into high school, and when you sit in a wheelchair all day for school, it's not that comfy. You know, y'all say you're jealous because my seat's all cushioned. It's not that nice. It gets hot and sweaty. So I told myself, I'm going to take a dance class during one period. So I started taking dance class, and I had a girl come up to me in my class saying, you should try out for dance company. I was like, no, I'm okay. She's like, no, really, you should try out. No, really, I'm okay. Well, let's go talk to the coach and see if you can try out. So, on the day of auditions, I bought a brand new electric wheelchair, and they gave it to me dead. Luckily, I only lived 2 blocks from the high school, so I ran home, plugged in the wheelchair, and I didn't run. I drove home. My older brother always corrects me on that. You don't run. Right. So, I cruised home, plugged in the wheelchair, and if you've ever been to an audition, you're supposed to be at least 10 to 15 minutes early. I was 30 minutes late. So, on my way to the school, I dropped my phone in the wheelchair into the motor that was connected to the wheel. Did I stop? No. I was already late. So I'm cruising down the hall, and this girl says, there's something rattling in your wheelchair. I'm like, I know. She's like, do you want me to get it for you? I'm like, no, it's okay. So then I hurry and get to the audition room, and I walk through the door, and they say, welcome, you're in the first group, and you're starting now. Huh? I don't know the choreography. I don't know what I'm doing. All right, dancers, take your place. I take my place. Dancers, remember, point your toes and do full-out extensions. I think I'm in the wrong room. Cue the music. Music begins, and I just stand there. I look to the girl over here. She's pretty good. She's way good. She's really, really good. Oh, and they're spinning. I can do that. Yay! The music ends, and I run home. I drive home, and I say, I'm not going to finish. My mom says, no, you are. You're going to finish what you started, no matter what happens. I said, okay. Next day, I'm in the halls, and I hear 2 girls talking behind my back saying, they're only going to put him on the team because he's handicapped. That crushed me. No way in heck did I want people to feel sorry for me when I'm doing something that I love and I'm working really hard to do. So I went straight to the coach and I said, please do not put me on your team because you feel sorry for me. She looked at me and said, I would not put you or anybody else on this team because I felt sorry for them. If you get a spot on this team, it's because you deserved it. Working hard is something I know well. Strength doesn't come from what you thought you can't do. It comes from what you thought you can't do, but decide to do anyways. So I went to work, and I ended up making both dance company teams at Davis High School and Desert Hills High School. When I started to dance, it's when I learned to let go of my worries. Who cares about the ridicule? Who cares what people say? I'm me, and that's all I can be. So my senior year at Desert Hills, I was given the opportunity to choreograph a dance and they ended up taking me to state, and we got second place. We would have taken first place, but my partner dropped me. That was super duper funny because he dropped me, but as a dancer, you're always told to play along and just keep going. So that's exactly what I did, but the judges definitely knew because of my face when I hit the floor. So during judge cuts, they were sitting there critiquing us, and then we said, we just want to ask, was that drop on purpose or on accident? And we both looked at each other and like, which one's going to make us win? And like, as of right now, neither questionable. Okay, it was definitely an accident. Okay, well, at least you played it off. But in that dance, I was able to share a little story about people with disabilities. In this dance, I started out in my push wheelchair. And the other dancer was pushing me in the pushchair, and I would get out. And he'd put me right back in. And then I'd get out. And he'd put me right back in. And then I finally got out for the last time. And then we started dancing in sync. I would do something that he's doing, and then he would do something that I'm doing. And at the end of the dance, we learned that we all have disabilities. Whether it's physically, mentally, or emotionally, we're all the same, no matter how you look at it. And that dance was probably one of my favorite dances ever. And if there's time, we might show it at the end. The Philippians have a scripture quote that says, I can do all things through Christ that strengthens me. That is very true. I'm going to do a dance routine for you guys. So I hope you guys like that. I gotta get demiked because one time I did it with the mic on and I broke the battery pack. So just give me 1 moment to get to it. So Dancing was my outlet in high school. In high school, I got bullied to the point where I almost took my life. There was one night I was sitting in my room, and I had the only room in the basement, and we lived in an older house, and so to turn on the light, there was a rope attached to the little pull-down thing, and I had a stool in my room. Add up the math, climbed onto the stool, wrapped the rope around my neck, and tried to jump. Luckily, the rope did not make it. I hit the floor, and I heard a voice in my head saying, "You're not done yet. You're not done. You're not done. You have so much more to give, so much more to do." Ever since then, I've kept that in the back of my head to keep me going. If I had one message to leave with you guys tonight, it would be decide to dance. Facing something impossible, decide to dance. If you're worried about how you'll be looked at if you choose a certain career, decide to dance. If you're worried about making a bold move with your career, decide to dance. When facing something hard, whisper to yourself, "It's time to dance." It's not that creepy. It means to step up, elevate, bring your boldest self to your biggest challenges. It means try. So what if you fail? Try anyways. It's a metaphor for giving it all, no matter what. There's a scripture that says there is a season, a time to every purpose under heaven. Time to be born, time to heal, time to love, time to weep, time to laugh, and a time to dance. God wants us all to dance. If I can dance, so can you. I know that you are all strong enough, tough enough, brave enough, and don't let anybody tell you any other ways. I'm grateful for who I am. I'm grateful for the gifts that God has given me. No, I do not know what it's like to bend my toes or to bend my knees, or to feel a rose petal between my fingers. But I do know what it's like to love another person, to pray for help, to give a hug, and to stand up and leave behind the long list of excuses that follow. It's the challenges that you face that give your efforts the most meaning in life. Be grateful for them. Put your fears behind you and your dreams in front of you. And become what God intended you to become. I want to thank you guys so much for having me tonight. And if you want, is there time to still show that other video and possibly?
Yeah, there is.
Okay. I'm not sure where it's at. I just know that it's on there. Right there. Yes. Can we hit the lights? questions? Yes.
Anybody not like
Couldn't tell you.
you? You're like, I'm your best friend.
Thank you so much. Just do that. Here and there. It's actually really
I tried to carry it for you, but they wouldn't let me.
She actually is. We've been best friends for 5 years now. The one friend that's really stuck by me too. I am. I don't know if you guys saw, but I just had a video come out that was done with Barcraft Media on my dancing. And through that, I still do dancing. I do benefit concerts down in St. George to help people in the community raise money for medical bills and stuff like that. So I'll be dancing again in April, and I'm really excited about that. And there's this little boy in St. George who also has no arms and no legs. And I met him the last time I danced. And he showed me a few of his moves, so his mom and I have been talking, and I think I'm going to collab with him in April and probably do a dance together.
You said you attempted. Did you seek help after? And tell us about that experience.
I seeked help through my family. Since I have such a big family and they've all gone through their own stuff, it was really easy for me to fall back on them and get the support that I needed from them. And I'm just so grateful that they helped me through that time.
So you said that you brushed your own teeth by putting what I couldn't figure out how you put toothpaste on.
So when I put toothpaste on it, I do it just how I write and everything. I'll grab the toothpaste and just squeeze it onto the toothbrush.
Just subscribe.
Yeah, just subscribe. You guys are learning faster than everybody else.
I've already subscribed, so.
Perfect.
You're totally amazing.
Thank you so much. Any other questions? You guys can ask whatever.
Yeah, you want to come on vacation to our house?
Please.
I need a break.
I'm videotaping this right now. If I were to take 10 seconds of a message from you to those that are struggling, what would that message be?
I think if I could tell anybody who's struggling right now, just let them know that they're not alone. You can always get help, whether it's through your family, through other outlets, with the suicide prevention line, or just pray about it. There's always somebody there ready to listen, whether you think there is or isn't. And you just gotta trust that.
Thank you.
We're going to do a walk to Wendover here in a couple months. You want to go?
Sure. I'm meeting up with all these new people without arms and legs, and there's this one guy that I met in St. George. He actually lives in Idaho, I think, or something like that. And he got his legs amputated, and he does Spartan races. And so he saw my video the other day, and he messaged me, and he's like, I want to get you into doing a Spartan race with me. I'm like, yeah, totally. And then I go look up a video, I'm like, what am I getting myself into? I know how Beth just doing a 30-second dance, let alone Spartan. Calling up my brother who works at Bossa to come get my butt in shape.
How do you stay positive?
I'm just like everybody else. I have my down days, and I think the best way to get through it is just talking to somebody, or finding a positive quote, or listening to good music, or watching a good show or something like that. Something that's going to take you out of that mindset where you're negative and putting you much higher and want to do something better in your life.
I absolutely love your personality. It's so like, up and cheery.
Thank you.
What are your plans? I mean, did you go to Dixie then? Did you go to school there, or?
I so far have only done high school. I just graduated in 2017, and my motivational speaking career has taken off. And I would love to go to school. I really want to do interior design and really dive into that. I've been helping my older sister who lives in Denver decorate her house, and she's doing a rental down in her basement too. So it's been a fun little project to help her on and get my creative mind going. Yeah, that would be my next goal.
Any plans on a book?
Yes. I was gonna sign with this PR company, and they made this deal with me that if I got a book out there, then they would help me get more speaking engagements. And so over the last month, I've really been looking for a ghostwriter to help me write a book. And I didn't realize how expensive it was to get somebody to write a book. So I talked to my uncle, because a few years ago when he got married into the family, he said that he felt inspired that we needed to collab and write a book together. And so I was hanging out with my younger sister last weekend, and I was like, I am so stressed right now. I don't know what I'm going to do. Find a ghostwriter. And she's like, well, didn't Uncle Brian say he'll help you write a book? Yes. Good job. So I talked to him, and we're definitely going to start writing a book, and I'm hoping that it comes out this year.
I see big things coming your way.
Thank you. Any more questions?
You want to come to my high school and speak?
I'd love to.
Oh,
What high school do you work at?
Very nice.
Yes.
I'd love to. Let's definitely talk after.
That would be amazing.
Okay.
Oh man.
Actually,
I'll let you know.
Yeah.
I want to do this quick activity. I was supposed to do it during, I always forget about it. It just hit my head since you brought up schools. So, do you think that table will work? We're on the counter. Okay, so I need 2 guys and 2 girls. So there's one guy, one lady, one girl, and then I need one more guy.
Well, I'm doing it.
Can you dance?
Oh, she's lying. She can't.
Okay, so what I'm going to have you guys do, I'm going to write my name real quick, and you guys want me to write it in cursive or in print?
Do both.
Both? When I go to the high schools, they're like, do print. I'm like, aren't you guys in high school? And then all the elementary kids, do cursive. You guys can't even read, but okay. Is this my
Yeah, I can't do that.
You volunteered, huh?
No, I can't do that. Tony, have confidence.
Oh, sure. You gotta do print and cursive.
Are you part of Hope Squad, Tony?
He's got prettier handwriting.
I have hope for other things. That's beautiful.
You volunteered, dude.
You don't even know what he's doing.
I don't even care. You ain't volunteered.
I didn't volunteer, she forced me.
First and last name.
Oh, I just did the initial for
Oh,
last.
it's initial.
All right, we got print and cursive going on.
Do you guys want to see it?
Yeah.
Are you sure?
Yeah. Totally. What the heck?
Woohoo! Can I keep that?
Whoever wins gets to keep it.
Oh, I'm winning.
Okay, so you guys are going to go over there, and you can't use your hands. You don't have to do cursive, and you don't have to do your full name. And if you get it out yourself, I'll send you a link through Pinterest on how to get it out.
All right, boys.
Do we have to subscribe?
If you want.
So we're going over here and writing a, do I have to write it, do a smiley face too?
You can do whatever you want.
Whatever I want.
This is awesome.
Oh my.
No hands, hey.
Oh, I have to take off the thing. I can't even take off this.
Hey, can you help me take off the lid?
With your hands.
Lucky.
All right.
We ain't even get started.
And frown over this way. I mean, smile.
We have a time limit. This might take a minute.
Alright.
Can we use our mouth or we have to use the shoulder thing?
No, you can use your mouth.
Mouth? Okay.
Oh, are we doing this now? Oh. Is it Marcus that go?
Go. Go. Yeah, you can just go whenever.
Oh dear.
Make me proud. I'll tell Mom if you fail.
Don't pressure me.
Ace, you have to use your real name.
This guy's saying Bob. Do we think we should make him Robert?
Yeah, no, that's what I'm saying. Ace is the name. It's Dolly. Just do Dolly.
Busted.
When you're done, hold it up so we can all see it.
I'm going to put you in your mouth and your neck.
That's okay. When I first started writing,
You're cheating. They're using the mouth.
no, when I first started writing, I actually started writing with my mouth. But I stopped doing that because the dentist said that was going to affect my jaw if I kept doing that.
Yeah, I have that problem.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah, I don't know. Yeah, it's going to be one more. We could see him because you're special what you don't.
This back view is not that good. I think I'll edit this part of the video out.
The laugh of this. Yeah, the laugh of this.
Tony, you're choking. Come on.
Hey guys done?
Hey, you only have 3 letters. Tony, I like you from this angle.
So Gage.
I say that one.
Oh, he's even pick it up. Tony, you done? Oh!
Backwards.
Pick a paper up. You gotta turn around, Ace. Come on, genius.
You can hold it with your
You're
hands.
smart. Awesomeness. Awesomeness.
That says Tony is great in case you just want to know what it says.
Okay, who do you guys think won? I don't know.
I think it's trash.
You're okay.
You were awesome.
This kind of looks like it might be, you know,
Gage, have him stand behind you.
tagging or something.
Graffiti,
Yeah,
huh?
graffiti.
Guys, come stand over here real quick.
Stand right over here.
Ace, did you put your hand?
Who do you guys think won?
Thank you.
Do you know who won?
I know how to use my mouth.
We're
good at that.
Wow, yours is good.
They're all good.
I think Bob won, so you get a keep.
No, I don't think so, mister. This is pretty good.
It is. Take it home and frame it.
Yeah, you're pretty funny.
Alrighty, well, that concludes my meeting. If you guys want, you guys can come up and talk to me if you want and get pictures.
Okay, look this way. Right there.
I think you're getting a lot of those tonight. You're famous. Well, I think you're famous, but yeah.
Not even close.
Wait, I don't think he's done.
No, I'm done. You guys can take pictures.
Ready, say. Alright, I think there's like 10.
Oh gosh. Will you?
Yes. I don't know if I know how.
Your guys' color guard is really good. I coach Northridge. You do? Yeah, they just performed last night. I got to watch them. They did great. Yeah,
You're a rockin' man.
Right there.
Hey Tony, I liked you from the angle you were riding.
Spicy.
She is so spicy. lesson? I want to You're awesome.
1 minute. That's it. Wait, one more. I just want Tony out of the way now. And just a minute, I got to get one more here.
You need to get your phone out.
Awesome.
Awesome.
Can I get one? Oh no, I want. Yeah.
Yes, of course, since you guys stayed.
Well, it's so funny because we're supposed to go there, right? And we were just like,
Okay, to be honest, we walked past it and I told her.
Go ahead, you're fine.
Yeah, he's only has so many pictures tonight, he's gonna like have Pergrin.
look at him. Okay, thank you so much.
Yeah, let's get your phone so you
I would like one. Can you get one? Let me please. Let me shut this off first.